It's up to you.
Okay, so Laurent, tell me about your on-trade experience when you came back from Montpellier to Singapore.
Okay.
E1 Asia.
So this on-trade experience was actually very interesting because that was actually my first true experience, in Singapore to supply wines to hotels, wines to restaurants, and actually I learned a lot. I learned a lot because at first, I didn't know that you had actually to always prepare actually the quotations properly. You always need to actually to leave, some margin because people always ask for discounts, for support, for this actually mainly hotels. So it was actually a learning experience for me. It took me like at least 6 months to a year to get used to this system of kind of supporting the clients the best way. And actually, offering them, not only about the wines, but also about, the price, the support that can be any type of support, glasses, wine fridge. Sometimes it can be incentive trips to go to Italy, to go to France, to go to Spain, wherever, So it's really something, interesting to learn.
So tell me, do the people in the on-trade vary according to, say, restaurants in large hotels or nightclubs or club bars when you first came here? And do you think that during the time you stayed in E1 Asia, this has evolved or it still remains the same?
Well, I find, okay, you're right. The market in 2007 versus 2018, 11 years, apart, the market has changed a lot. In
How has
Singapore.
it changed?
To me, I always say, that's my point of view, but 2009, 2010 was actually the year of change in Singapore. Why? Because when RWS and MBS opened their doors in Singapore, you have no idea the change. To me, there is a before the casinos and after the casinos.
Oh, there's a big impact.
And in what sense? I'm going to tell you why. Because the sommeliers, Singapore actually opened 2 large casinos, in 2009, 2010. Okay, Robuchon opened his house in March 2011, I remember. And those, so Guy Savoy, Santa Maria, all these top chefs arrived in Singapore, and there was actually a demand for finer wines, and of course you needed actually more top sommeliers actually to be in Singapore actually. So there was definitely a change, more going more to the higher side. I would say the gap between Hong Kong, because I always use Hong Kong to me is a benchmark. Every time I go to Hong Kong for food, for the wine, they are really on top of the hill actually. And before 2009, Singapore and Hong Kong, I find the gap was actually very, very, very big. Now, if I compare Singapore in 2018 and Hong Kong, it's almost on par. It's almost the same level of quality of the food, service, wine list. That's to me, something very, very important as well. So it's today in 2018, you have actually amazing wine lists all around Singapore, great sommeliers, and I'm very proud that a lot of Singaporean sommeliers actually, so local sommeliers actually are really doing a great job. Whether they are in casinos or outside in restaurants. For instance, when you go to Marina Bay Sands, Mozza, Irvin Tang, is one of the top sommeliers in Singapore. You go to Odette. You have actually Vincent, also Vincent Tan, one of the super great sommeliers, and it's a pleasure for me to deal with people like that because they know their products. They are not asking ridiculous questions. They are really interested in the wine, totally 100% actually. So yeah, so that's actually why this kind of level of sommelier was not there, or not as much, in 2007 when I started actually.
Tell me, Laurent, in the time when you first came to, say, 2018 now, who actually influenced the purchase of wine? Is it the manager, or in case of Marina Bay Sands, it's focused on a certain individual, but in a smaller organization, is it the owner, chef, or is it the sommelier, or it has changed quite differently?
Okay.
Or it depends?
It's, I would say 75, 80% the sommelier, is in charge, of course. But now today, actually, I see a change. I see a change where some chefs, some of my clients in Singapore, the chef decides actually for the wines. And it's actually a pleasure for me because I like to see the chefs coming out of the kitchen, asking about the wines, tasting the wines, talking about food pairing. Say, okay, my menu is this. Let's talk about your wines and how the food that you can match the wine actually. So I see more and more chefs in Singapore actually selecting the wines. Sometimes together with the manager, sometimes just on their own. And it's good.
So this change is very significant because I think in the past, the chef would need the sommelier
100%.
to pair the wine with the food.
That's right.
So now you find that there's a new breed of chef culinaire who says, I will cook according to what wines I order.
Exactly.
So you think that's a significant change?
Significant, I don't know if the word is significant, but slowly but surely, it's nice for me to see that that some restaurants actually are really, the chefs are more and more involved, more and more.
So name some of the chefs that.
For instance, Bertrand from Taratata restaurant actually is now 100% in charge of the wines. Alexandre Lozakmer from Fleur de Sel, also is doing it as well. I'm trying to think, there are a few examples in Singapore here and there, and it's
Nicolas.
But Nicolas has been in charge of the wines from the start. So this is not a change; it's already there. Which is good. Nicolas is to me, one of the best French chefs in Singapore. Consistent food. I'm always happy. Lunch, dinner, and of course the wines. Ask Nicolas about the wines. He knows to cook, but he knows actually also to recommend you some kind of very small area or indigenous grape variety to go with your food, and it's really very rare actually. So yeah, that's a good example.
Okay, so.